The transfer student thought she would get attention and sympathy from everyone with her beauty on the first day at the elite school. However, it turned out to be completely different from what she expected. Everyone was busy with their own things and almost no one spoke to her. She thought there was still plenty of time. After all, she was one of the first scholarship students at this school and was special, until she overheard a classmate say that the girl with the latest tablet, just like the rich kids, was also on a scholarship. That's when her sense of crisis truly kicked in. So as soon as class ended, the scheming girl went up to the rich girl to talk. She asked why a poor student like her had the latest tablet. The girl calmly explained that the teaching pace at an elite school was fast. Using tools like that increased efficiency, but the scheming girl still asked her, probing, how could a poor student afford the latest tablet? Unexpectedly, the girl said it was borrowed from the richest young master. The scheming girl immediately started loudly questioning how she could accept charity. She even accused the girl of lacking self-respect. The girl, however, thought she was just making trouble, so she went ahead and returned to class first. After class, as usual, the young master asked the girl to run errands and buy water. Then one by one, others asked for their drinks and snacks. As the girl skillfully took out her notebook to jot it down, the scheming girl suddenly slammed her hand on the table. She said the classmates were going too far. This move stunned everyone. Then they heard the scheming girl angrily stand up for the girl. She scolded the classmates for treating poor students like slaves. A classmate explained they were paying for the service, not freeloading. But the scheming girl remained stubborn, insisting paying was an insult. The girl finally found the chance to say she was volunteering for it. However, the scheming girl looked at her in disbelief and scolded her for lacking self-respect. At this moment, the young master spoke up and said he would give the girl $100 for running the errand. Seeing him talk to her, the scheming girl thought her image as a strong little flower had caught his attention. So she stubbornly retorted to the rich young master, but he ignored her and teased the girl, saying someone was trying to cut off her financial support. The girl urgently explained to the scheming girl that this was a mutually beneficial business relationship. After all, she was only decisive and smart in two things, academics and money. But her open desire for money made the scheming girl very displeased. Just as they were about to continue, the class bell rang. The girl's expression immediately dropped, because not only did she miss her chance to drink, the errand fee was also gone. Unbeknownst to her, the young master at the back sneaked out. Soon, he returned with 2 bottles of water. He came back to his seat and handed one to the girl, but the girl didn't take it for free. She immediately transferred $5 to the young master. The moment he received the transfer, he clenched his teeth in anger, thinking she was insulting him. Soon, it was lunchtime. The scheming girl hesitated at the counter. She didn't expect the food to be so expensive. Even the cheapest vegetarian noodles cost $80 a bowl. However, when she looked up, she saw the girl in work clothes. She worked in the cafeteria to afford her meals. The girl naturally noticed the scheming girl's discomfort, so she offered to give her an extra staff meal. The scheming girl hesitated but finally nodded. Then the young master and his friend walked toward the girl's window. The girl told them to wait a moment while she went to the kitchen for the staff meal. Soon, the girl came out with a tray. The scheming girl took it but still stood there. The young master, impatient, told her to hurry up and move out of the way. But the scheming girl remained silent. Just as the young master was about to speak again, the scheming girl spun around and spilled the food on him. In an instant, it felt like everything around them was muted. The young master looked at his stained clothes and couldn't hold back his anger. But the scheming girl started to act aggrieved and accused them of mocking her. Her eyes stayed fixed on the young master, thinking this would make him think she was more special than the girl. But the young master, who had a strong sense of cleanliness, heard her nonsensical words and angrily grabbed her collar. Anyone could tell he was about to explode. The girl, seeing this, quickly ran out. She put her hand on his arm and gently asked him to let go. The young master immediately let go with a look of disgust. The girl sighed in relief and led him away. They went to the school shower room to clean up. The young master took the spare uniform the girl brought. He quickly changed, but his anger was still visible. The girl didn't say anything but asked him to sit down. Then she skillfully helped him dry his hair. The young master accepted it naturally. Little did he know, the girl had already figured out his volatile and proud nature. Soon, a bowl of instant noodles soothed the young master's anger. In fact, things weren't this warm 6 months ago. At that time, the girl was brought back to the young master's house by his mother. The young master, upon seeing her, was full of hostility. He strongly expressed his disagreement with her living in his house, but his mother didn't care about his opinion and arranged for her to attend the elite school. Then they just ignored the young master going upstairs. It turned out that the girl's mother saved a woman, so to repay her, the woman brought the girl back and arranged for her schooling. However, worried that the young master would be angry if he knew she almost lost her company, they didn't tell him the truth about the girl's identity. But the girl understood and accepted it. However, the young master wasn't easy to fool. Before long, he barged in to question the girl's identity. The girl naturally didn't tell him the truth. The young master immediately got angry and warned her not to get close to him at school. This was their first meeting. Soon after lunch, they returned to class. As soon as the girl sat down, the rich girl at the desk next to her handed her a cup of milk tea. Seeing this, the scheming girl became jealous again, so she awkwardly walked up to the young master and carefully addressed him, saying she would return his clothes after washing them. Little did she know, rich young masters like him didn't care about keeping dirty clothes. The scheming girl then offered to pay for them. Unexpectedly, the young master pulled out a payment code, saying it was worth $8,000 and she should pay it now. This amount was too large for the scheming girl, so she quickly changed her approach and said she could become his follower to repay it. The young master didn't respond, but his mocking expression was clear. Just as they were in silence, the young master's rival suddenly appeared to help the scheming girl out. He pulled out his phone and scanned the payment code. Seeing this, the young master immediately stood up and locked eyes with him. They had always been at odds. The girl was used to it. From then on, the scheming girl became the boy's follower. One day, the boy took her to a cafe and ordered 2 drinks. The scheming girl thought the drinks were for her and awkwardly said she didn't need them. The boy paused, realizing he had forgotten her. The scheming girl then realized she had been overly self-important. After ordering, the man casually walked to the lounge area. Then the scheming girl saw 2 familiar figures. It was the girl and the young master. The scheming girl thought the young master must not like them together, so she suggested changing to another cafe, but the boy refused on the spot. Then he walked over to greet the girl warmly. The scheming girl then realized the girl was very popular.